Now, the company Kraft Heinz, which merged a few years ago, is considering selling their Oscar Mayer brand, and the company believes they can get about $3 billion for it. Now, on the surface, this news might not seem like much, but in my opinion, I think there's a bit more to the story. Now, Kraft Heinz has a little more than $1.5 billion in cash, and they have about $27 billion in debt. Now, this is a big name, and they wouldn't have any trouble selling bonds, selling any of their debt. But on the flip side, what I believe is happening is you're seeing a financial change in the behavior of the consumer. Now, Oscar Mayer brands is usually the higher priced meat on the grocery shelf, and the consumer is in a financial pickle. They're buying less and they're spending less. And I believe Kraft Heinz can see in the future that the consumer, they're just going to continue to become poor, and they're not going to be choosing that Oscar Mayer brand. They're going to be choosing more store brands and more cheaper brands. And for Kraft Heinz, it's smarter to get rid of this brand now while they can get a good penny for it, and it'll help pay off some of their debt. Now, I bring that to light because the debt market, the bankruptcy market, is in dire straits. Now, we just saw the bankruptcy of Steward Healthcare, the owner and operator of 33 community hospitals throughout the United States. And at first, this bankruptcy looked like it would just be a run-of-the-mill bankruptcy, but things went sour real quick. And this company now is liquidating, and they're selling all these hospitals, all of these properties. Now, many of these hospitals, they aren't going to be sold to other hospitals. They're going to be sold to developers who are going to plan to put condos and homes on those properties. Now, many of the hospital workers have failed to get paid, and that tells you all you need to know about the dire straits of what's happening with this debacle. And we're seeing this all across the country. Now, another retail name, designer brand Ted Baker, they're liquidating. They're closing all their stores. Now, they just have a bit over 30 stores here in the U.S. and a few hundred worldwide. And they're going to be letting go about 500 workers. And we're seeing these type of news stories almost every day now. And as we get further into the year, you're going to see more of these bankruptcies. They're going to become more frequent. And many of them, they're going to be liquidations. Now, many everyday Americans, they're going to go home on a Friday smiling for the weekend. And on Monday, they're going to come in and find a note on the door saying that the business is closed. Now, on the surface, everything looks fine. Again, the drive-thrus are packed, the steakhouses are full, but the debt continues to accumulate. The corporate debt, the personal debt, the government debt, it continues to skyrocket. And we're in the musical chair phase where everyone's running around. The music is still going. There's still enough chairs. But at some point, the music is going to stop, and this country is going to have a calamity on its hands. Now, we're going to have the CPI and the PPI reports this week, and those reports are going to determine what the Fed is going to do this summer as far as cutting rates. Now, I've got a feeling both of these reports are going to come in hot, and if they do, that's going to put a lid on the Fed cutting any interest rates this summer. And that's not going to be good for the debt market. We're going to end up seeing more bankruptcies. And the more these interest rates stay elevated, the more problems these companies are going to face going into the rest of the year. You're going to have a lot of top executives of many of these corporations. They're going to be paying close attention to that PPI and that CPI report tomorrow and Wednesday. And if I were to guess, it wouldn't surprise me if many of these companies make many big and breaking decisions just on those two reports. And it's going to be whether we go now into bankruptcy or we wait 6 months and go into bankruptcy in a more frantic market. So after these two reports, it wouldn't surprise me to see a flurry of bankruptcies filed. And again, this country is going to be in serious trouble as we go further into the year. Now, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.